post office that got 10 baby chicks sitting up there waiting for us. So I'm gonna go pick them up now. Bought them from Tractor Supply, not because I wanted to. I would have rather gotten it from a smaller hatchery, but the latest that they could get the birds that I wanted out to me was late in May, and I want to go ahead and get an early start on what I'm doing. Also, they were just a ton more expensive. Just pulled in. It looks like they don't open until 9 a.m. So I guess we'll just pull into that Chick-fil-A over there. Well, I guess now would be a good time to tell you what's all going on. So yeah, like I said a few days ago, I had ordered 10 chickens online from Tractor Supply. So they just got here this morning. I got the call at around 7:30. Didn't know that the post office wasn't open until 9, so probably should have asked her that. Although I don't typically like getting them from big hatcheries, you know, like Tractor Supply and all that. Our last ones that we had did come from there, and they were really good chickens, and all of them lived a really long time, except one that she still lived a long time. She got egg-born, and so I tried everything. I mean, I stayed up with her till like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to help her, but eventually she just didn't make it, and we just had to slaughter her the next day. But other than that, the other ones that I know of are still living. We actually gave them to some church friends, and they're living over at their property right now. The only thing about them is when we went to go pick them up, we were told that they were Isa Browns. Well, us, you know, being first-time chicken owners, we didn't know the difference when they grew up, but when they did, they were obviously not Isa Browns. They were Buff Orpingtons, and when they eventually grew up, I was like, well, they don't look very brown for being Isa Browns, but I guess, you know, they got weird names for everything now. And they also didn't lay half as much as the Isa Browns did, or were supposed to. And at first I thought it was because they were broken, but I actually didn't realize that they gave us the wrong breed until I actually started researching the ones that I'm buying now. And we bought those like 3-4 years ago. So, lived all that time in ignorance. But that's probably the two biggest fears of mine from ordering online, because I've never done it before, is, you know, them getting them mixed up, you know, between the breeds. And also the fact that they took, you know, a 2.5-day journey from Minnesota all the way down to Georgia. So I know that's a long trip, and they don't get fed or watered. So yeah, just another fear of mine is possibly having a few dead, and I'm not sure if they reimburse you for that. Obviously I'll call up there and see. It never hurts to ask. And then you also have the problem of it possibly being a rooster, which, you know, personally I wouldn't mind having a rooster. But our next door neighbor is, I would just say our neighbors in general would not be very happy if we got a rooster, especially the one next door. So he actually has a few chickens of his own, and he has a guy that runs his property up in North Georgia, and he was asking if he could get some chickens from up there at that property, and so the guy who was running it, you know, got some for him. I think it was like 6 or 7 of them, and brought them down, and said that he looked at it and he was like, I think one of these is a rooster. So he called the guy, and the guy's like, no. He said, I know my birds. He said, that's not a rooster. He said, I promise you. He said, no, man, I'm pretty sure it looks like a rooster. And he said, no, man. He said, trust me, I know more about birds than you do. He said, they're all females. And he's like, okay. And so he's stuck them in the run. Went to bed and woke up at 4:30 hearing the rooster crow. At that moment, he said, nope, that's not happening. So went outside and asked him, a buddy of his, if he wanted it before he, slaughtered it. So, but yeah, that's just another thing is I don't know what I would do with a rooster because we don't have that big of a property either. Eventually I would like to get one and kind of breed my own. That way I can, be more self-sustainable. But at the moment I have not really anywhere to put it. Alright, it's about 8:58 now, so I'm gonna go see if they just so happen to open the gates a little early. Yep. Thank you. Alrighty. And they are. Sweet. Let's just park here. Not in the handicap section. Alright, well, we're at the post office, so I'm gonna go pick them up real quick and I'll show them off to you. Alright, well, might be able to hear from here. There's a chirping going on. Don't want to open it up until I get home because I don't want them running all over the place, but anyways, there are 10 Easter eggers in there. Can't wait to open them up and see what they look like. So let's get them home because I'm sure that they're hungry and thirsty. Alright, now that we got the chicks all watered and ready to go, I think I'm going to make some of their food. Now, I didn't want to buy any conventional, chicken starter, and so I've looked up a few recipes online, and I'm going to go with just boiling an egg and then giving them a little bit of greens and a little bit of oats in there as well. And I think that should do them much better than what conventional food would do. And then also, I don't have any grit yet, and so the grit's coming in tomorrow. It was a little late, so I think this will be easier on their digestive tract as well. So let's get started. you say them chanting in there, like. Alright, little chickies. How you doing? Looks like they're enjoying it. They're still going in. So this is my first time ever giving them this recipe. Like I said, I usually do the conventional feed, but they seem to be loving this stuff. Yeah, they're fighting over this, and it's a whole lot healthier for them, I can assure you. Got eggs and greens and oatmeal, and then the water that I use, I forgot to tell you, is actually a recipe from a fellow YouTuber that I saw. He calls it magic water. I'll put the link down below to his video. I think it's really helpful and it helped me a lot relearning how to raise these chicks and to give them the best start off. Anyways, the water he calls magic water, and it's basically a mixture of honey, apple cider vinegar, water, and garlic. Yeah, 2 cloves of garlic. So it's supposed to really boost their immune system when they're young, and help them to be big and strong, and also have very solid eggs when they get to laying age. But I'm gonna let them continue to fight it out over this feed. So, why did I decide to get chickens again? Well, I think it'd be easier to explain why we got rid of them in the first place. We stopped doing chickens. We actually had a coop and everything outside, but we tore it down because we were like, we're never doing this again. The reason that we stopped doing it was because it was just so expensive for the organic, commercial feed, and it just wasn't economically wise to keep chickens, and we only had 6 at the time as well, and so they were giving us about 4 eggs a day, but they were eating 12 eggs worth of food, and so it just wasn't adding up. But that was before I had done a bunch of research on giving them the things that the Lord has made. Like God has given them everything that they possibly need to survive. They've been here as long as mankind has been here, and their species has survived just fine. And what these big companies have done is they put it in your head to where if you don't have these starter feeds, if you don't have their specific grid, if you don't have their specific manufactured coop, if you don't have them in this certain environment, then they're all just going to kill over and die. And that's not the case at all. God made them very resilient, and they did fine without us before. I've also noticed that a lot of people are having problems with their chickens laying eggs, giving them constantly conventional food, and so I've never done it this way before, so I'm not sure how it will go. You're learning just as much as I am. We're just going to take it day by day. I'm pretty sure though that this is going to be a lot better route, and it's going to be cheaper on my end because I can just feed them scraps when they get older. My brother and my mom's got a garden outside, and so they can feed the chickens. The chickens can eat it and then produce fertilizer, and then we can move that over into the garden, and it's kind of like you help me, I help you type situation. So they can throw the scraps in there and they can just munch on it, and that'll also breed worms and bugs and things that'll bring them that protein that they need. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to feed them at all, give them food, that's not the case, but I am going to make their food and prepare it and all that sort of stuff, just like I've done with their starter. And then we'll see how that goes. If for some reason they start declining, I will look at other avenues, but at this time I think that that's the best route, and we're going to try it and see how these little gals do. But so far they love the starter feed. They were fighting over it, and now they're all just kind of napping. So anyways, that's it for this video. The next one will probably be me building the coop. I'm going to try to use as much of that old coop as we have as possible, but a lot of it's kind of dilapidated because we pushed it down the hill. But yeah, I think that's the next step. But until then, we'll see you all next time. Bye.